Well, hello from Jeffrey Epstein's island. Walking around the whole island, there's like no one here. Very interesting place. The swimming pool looks like it's in good shape, so oddly quiet here.
Come on, golf carts, get the fuck to
What? Shit.
Hurry up, you guys!
Get your asses on there! Epstein Island. Jeff and Luke.
Holy shit.
This is Rukadowski of WeAreChange.org here with Jeff Berwick, the dollar vigilante, off yet another crazy, insane adventure, this time to Jeffrey Epstein's private island, Little St. James. And there's a lot of things we're going to have to get into in this video, but I don't even know where to begin. I mean, just even being here, it was difficult finding a boat operator. Jeff, just start it off from here.
Well, we were in the area and we thought, you know, no one's ever gone on this island. No real media, anyone really that I know of has ever gone on. We only get the information from the government and the mainstream media, and those are the two things you can never trust with information. So we're like, well, I guess we have to go and check this out and see if it's even real. For all we know, there might not be anything there. Like, it's always lies what they tell us. And for all we know, there could still be some activity going on there. Maybe Bill Clinton's there, maybe Jeffrey Epstein's there. No one's looking into this. So we took it upon ourselves to, well, let's do it. But it wasn't easy. Most captains said they wouldn't take us to the island. There's all kinds of, you're in different countries on different islands, so we had to work our way around that, make sure we weren't doing too many illegal things all at once. And yeah, just rolling up to the island and actually seeing that temple, which is there, so we have verified that. This is a lot of verification of what is actually there. Was pretty surreal.
Yeah, and it was also kind of a little daunting, a little scary kind of going in there because, you know, in some jurisdictions you could just get shot and killed for going on private property. And this is, someone that was extremely powerfully connected to presidents, prime ministers, royalty, and was able to evade law enforcement for some of the worst, most despicable acts in this world. This is a man that literally, when he was finally put to court, was given a slap on the wrist by someone who was previously working inside of Trump's administration that somehow was connected. Again, the interconnectedness of Jeffrey Epstein is just absolutely mind-boggling. I mean, we're talking about billionaires, leaders, bankers, the most influential people who were on that island, and there was really no one else to verify it. All of I've really seen from independent media is a guy who is anonymous or a girl who is anonymous that is flying drones over the island and just documenting what is there. So being in the area, I'm like, we have to see what's going on here because there was other drone footage showing that there was stuff moved before the U.S. federal government came in. And then, as we know, the U.S. federal government, the federal authorities can't be trusted here. For over a decade, they let Jeffrey Epstein go on and be totally free. He not only had a private wing of his own jail cell, he was able to leave during the day. He was supposed to check in with parole officers that he never did check in. But even the journey here of trying to find a boat, we were able to find out some other information about how this wasn't even that big of a secret on this island at all.
Yeah, talking to the locals, people have lived here for 20 years. They're like, oh, everyone knew. You just see the 12, 13-year-old girls waiting on the dock. They'd come get picked up, go to Epstein Island. So it's incredibly out in the open. And, you know, people like Bill Clinton came here, like 50 times, a huge amount of times. Like, it's just like when we go to Bilderberg, right? The mainstream media doesn't cover any of that stuff. They don't cover, because we knew about this. I know we were talking about this for years about Epstein Island. We were talking about it before everyone heard about it in the mainstream news. And we're talking about how Bill Clinton's going there, Prince Andrew's going there, and no one it's really, it was just like so out in the open. They were so brazen that they're like, well, no one can arrest us. We're involved with all the people who would arrest us. So rolling up to the island was pretty surreal, and we did not know what to expect. We had because no one had ever done this before. So we didn't know if there was going to be 100 DE agents, FBI agents, all armed. We didn't know if there was anyone on the island. So we had all these plans. I don't know if you want to mention some of the plans. It was a stupid plan.
I mean, the whole thing is pretty ridiculous what we were doing, but you had this idea because we were staying at some kind of resort. We're at Joby Weeks, and he's like an OCD kind of traveler. But we got these kind of wristbands here. It says Langley Resort. So, like, one of our plans, out of many plans, was literally just showing up there, and if someone stops, to be like, "Oh yeah, we're here with Langley. You didn't get the memo," and then being like, "Hey, you got to talk to my supervisor, Jeff. Jeff, you would have." There was 4 other people. We had so many different plans. All of them fell through last minute. All of them didn't work out. I remember being so frustrated in the morning because I know how important this was. We were kind of bickering with each other, like, "Come on, we got to do this." And then what ended up happening is this random last minute, the captain who said he wasn't going to, he said he was like, "Yeah, I'm not getting my boat seized, I'm not getting in trouble." But last minute, we were just going around the island. I was like, "Let's go around the island." He pulled up to the dock. He was like, "You got 5 seconds. You're going to do this? Do it now." And I was like, oh, literally, quickly grabbed my shoes.
I
and I'm like,
grab my shoes, by the way.
Yeah.
I just have to say, Epstein Island is full of jagged little rocks, and I didn't bring my shoes. So I'm in bare feet trying to run, especially near the end. We'll get to that part. But we went through the whole island with jagged rocks.
Yeah.
So it was like this sort of, we didn't know if we were going to do it. We didn't know. And it was just like, and all of a sudden the captain, he was really great. At last minute, he goes, "If you're going to do it, you got 5 seconds." And you just jumped, and you're like, "Jeff, come." And I'm like, "All right, let's go."
I remember in the back, I'm like, he's giving me 5 seconds. I quickly put on my shoes. I'm like, "Do I have my cameras?" Okay, luckily I had my cameras in my pockets. And I'm like, "Jeff, come, let's go." And you're like, "Okay." And I'm like, "Okay, good. I'm not going to be on my own," because I would be terrified on there on my own. I'm like, "Okay, thank goodness I had Jeff with me." And
It would
then
have been creepy to be there on your own because you just don't know what's there. We've heard so many things, and we're on it's quite a big place with the mansion and the temple and all kinds of. There's a huge what do you call it, sundial?
Yeah.
Very interesting. But it was kind of creepy because at first we didn't see anyone. It was like we even went into like offices and places, and nothing was locked.
Yeah.
But it was like eerily weird because there was no one. But we later found out there was some people.
Yeah. I mean, I got a phone call and I was running up to you. I mean, you were running like Forrest Gump. It was extremely impressive to see that run. But like when we got on there, you're like, "Okay, let's get the selfie stick." I'm like, "Dude, you don't understand what we're doing. Like, put down the selfie stick. Let's go. Let's get down low. Let's be quiet, and let's traverse this." And we traversed a large part of the island. We didn't get to see everything. We kind of stayed out of the fray. I was always looking, always paranoid. At first, we thought no one was there because there was no kind of signs there. But pulling up, I was always a little bit skeptical because the grass was kind of taken care of. We also looked at the pool, and we're like, the pool's also taken care of, so there's people there. And it's important to understand here is that this independent anonymous drone operator who's afraid to release his identity, who's flying the drones over there, captured Epstein's island with particular items in there that were swept between the federal government coming in. And with the federal government and their investigations not trustworthy, this is why we went in there to try to take a look at everything. And I looked at everything. I looked at every garbage pallet. I went into the ambulance. I checked in to briefcases that were in the dumpster. I made sure that there was no stone unturned. I remember there was a lot of people talking about the possibility of tunnels there. Sadly, we were not there for a long time. We were there for about a half an hour, traversing a lot of landscape that was.
A lot of the stuff, we went into the office and stuff, it's cleaned out. Like there's no evidence of anything. But the most interesting to me was the temple. And I heard a lot of people saying from this drone footage that it's not even like, it's like not 3D. It's like a flat wall that they made painted, looks like it's like goods and all that stuff. So we went up and we checked, and yeah, it's just a flat wall. The door is painted on. And I have to say about the temple, he was a billionaire. I say was, he's probably still alive, but he is or was a billionaire. That seemed like the cheapest little temple I've ever seen. Like, why would you just paint? I could have built that myself for about $5,000, I think. And the dome flew off, and there was no hole underneath the dome, which is what you would have if you had a true dome. So it almost looked like a Hollywood set. Actually, that's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, and it's important to note that the dome flew off during a recent hurricane here. So the situation here has definitely been changing. The most interesting things that I personally found were these like little satanic gargoyles with horns on their heads that were all over the property that were very creepy. I also found a chair that was completely made out of horns and looked like some kind of animal hide. That was very creepy and kind of very weird to look at. But other than that, we weren't really that successful because as we're going through our little mission, we're like, okay, the pool's taken care of. There's someone here. We got to be quieter. Luckily, somehow I got service, and our good friend Joby Weeks called me. He was like, dude, there's a lot of people. There's people running all over. We just heard screaming. Are you okay? There's people going around in golf carts. Like, get out, get out, get out. And I'm like, oh, crap. This is not. So this is something that has a lot of serious implications. There's a reason the guy who flies the drone around the island is anonymous. There's a reason. Epstein was able to evade any kind of justice for his horrible acts for decades and decades. There's a reason why this case is so significant, and yet the mainstream media just totally threw it out of the news cycle. I mean, this is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And we were there. We were also there at the helicopter pad, and it was even, reported previously before that Epstein would just get on his private jet, land at the St. Thomas airport, take a helicopter over so no one else would see him to do other things. There was air traffic control that actually came out and whistleblowed and said that he saw many small children going onto the helicopter, going onto the private jet. So, the severity of this case is still widely unknown. We still don't know so many significant parts of this story, and the story is just erased from the mainstream media. No, the story can't be erased. This story can't be ignored, and it can't be ignored only if we start paying attention to it and start sharing the fact that this is still an open case. This is still a case that has a lot of serious implications where we have royalty like Prince Andrew in the United Kingdom that are still running about free to do whatever horrible acts that they want to do. And again, the implications here, the allegations here are so severe. And it's just insane. I mean, even talking to that guy yesterday, he was like, yeah, the whole island knew. Everyone knew what was going on here. Like, if you know about these really sinister acts happening, like, holy cow.
And we should mention, too, that he told us, and we didn't get too into specifics, but he said there's actually another island quite a lot like the Epstein Island. There's still things going on. So we're looking into that right now. It's a lot of interesting things happening with this whole situation.
Yeah, I mean, this is why we need independent media. This is why we need independent investigation. But it was a crazy adventure. I mean, that running scene was... we can't just stop laughing at each other how ridiculous we were because, again, I got the phone call from Joby, and I'm literally running through half the island because me and Jeff decided to separate just in case. Because as soon as we saw some of the upkeep, some of the people still there, we were like, okay, let's keep separated in case you get caught. I still have some footage. In case I get caught, I still have some footage. Let's make sure we don't get caught at all. But then after getting that phone call from Joby, like, run, get out of here right now. I was running behind you, and I'm like, dude, you're doing your little walk and talk videos, which are great, by the way. I love the walk and talk videos. I started doing them, too. I was like, dude, get out of the open. Hide into the bushes. But before I even got to say hide into the greenery, the bushes, you were off, man. You were not trying to have it at all.
That is the fastest I think I've ever ran. And we've been to Bilderberg and Venezuela and Somalia where we've been in situations. And Venezuela, we thought we had to run a few times. People were telling us to run. I ran from the airport. You can see in the footage. I was just doing my walk and talk. If you don't know Dollar Vigilante, check it out. I do walk and talks all the time. And I thought, why not? I got back to the beach and I was so happy because I was off the rocks because that was an hour of torture for me. And I get down there, I'm like, okay, we're only about half a mile from the boat. I'm just going to do my walk and talk. So I just start, and you can see Luke coming up behind me. He's like, run, you idiot. And as soon as you said, I looked at the video, I'm like, holy cow, I'm pretty fast when I have to be.
Yeah. And then I just see them book, and I'm like, I start laughing a little bit. I'm like, okay, this is pretty crazy. I ran off to the bushes, and I saw also the kind of private massage area. If you know about the Jeffrey Epstein kind of scandal, he used to, usually bait a lot of his victims with, quote, massages, but he had a whole private massage room that was hidden behind a lot of greenery that I'd never seen before that I also filmed. He also paid an estimated $20,000 for every palm tree over there to make the area more secluded so people couldn't on boats see exactly what was happening. And when I was running past that area, the massage area, it was extremely secluded. It was extremely private. The whole place just was very, very weird as far as the vibe. But that also could have to do with our kind of adrenaline, with our kind of like, okay, what's going on here? here, kind of last minute, spur of the moment excursion onto the island, which was supposed to be, first of all, just we were supposed to just go around the island by boat and then just kind of make an assessment there. And then our captain surprised us after having 20 different plans of being on that island. We were like, okay, let's just go. Let's just see what's going on here.
Leroy Jenkins is like, Leroy, jump. And then we're just like going for like an hour.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it was just absolutely insane. Again, the Jeffrey Epstein story is an incredibly important story to really understand what's happening behind the scenes. There's still a huge layer that we don't know. This is why we took the risk that we're doing. We're doing this risk because we want this information out there to expose the bigger lies that the mainstream media is not covering. I mean, the mainstream media was obsessing about Russian collusion for 2 years that never exist. We were calling it out as a hoax. We were getting attacked because of it. And now Jeffrey Epstein, the most biggest important story that you could speculate so many different things. They have so many different witnesses, so many different victims coming forward. Now, that's just not important? Come on. That's absolutely ridiculous. Jeff, anything else you want to say about our little particular excursion?
I think that's about it.
Can you just release your video on one of your channels of you just running, and I could link in below, because that just full running scene. Can we just do that?
It was pretty funny. Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna have it in this video. I would just say, support independent media, risking our lives quite regularly. It's more Luke than me. I'm not really a journalist, so to speak, but Luke is, and he gets no support. There's no pharmaceutical companies going to sponsor his things, and he wouldn't let them anyway. So just support these sort of channels. At least hit the like button. At least hit the share. And actually, you might want to download this and maybe put it on other channels, because I'll be surprised if this stays up.
Yeah, I mean, we take these risks because of you, and I want to thank Jeff, who's on these crazy adventures. These adventures wouldn't be possible. Like, if I'm on that boat, if I'm on Jeffrey Epstein Island by myself, I would not be going as far, looking and trying to investigate everything I could be, because it's absolutely terrifying. So I want to thank Jeff Berwick, the Dollar Vigilante. Check out his YouTube channel. Check out Anarchapulco, a great way to meet other like-minded, freedom-evoking individuals who want to promote liberty, who want to promote freedom. And if you want to find out about that, just go to anarchapulco.com. A great event happening in February. A lot of surprise speakers that we can't even talk about right now, that you told me, and I'm like, whoa, this is definitely going to be worth coming out to. Use the promo code WRC to get 10 or 20% off your ticket. Still not sure the exact amount, but you'll get a discount just by using the promo code WRC. And I hope to see all of you amazing human beings in Acapulco, at Anarchapulco, with a more freedom, anarchy kind of mindset with your fellow brothers and sisters. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on wearechange.org. Jeff, there's people on golf carts. Get the fuck to the side. To the side, Jeff, to the side. To the side. What? Jeff!
Alright, we're off up front. Let's go.
Yeah.